What is happening, guys? Welcome to the Dom Chiodo Show. Wow, that was a intense opening.
All right.
Welcome to our movie talk for movie fans, and that's you guys. I'm Dom, and
I'm Carter.
so it feels good to be back. I look like I'm a mess, like I just woke up, but whatever. Have I been drinking paint? That's what somebody just asked me. No.
Not too much.
No, not too much. Not too much. There we go. Geez, man. So we have this new look. I'm still learning how to get everything going.
Right.
As I send out this link and kind of get people on board and get people to watch, how was your day, man? Tell us what happened.
Well, today is a little bit different day because we're going through this mess of this virus that's spreading across the country.
Right.
So I went to UPS to pick up the comics for our comic book store, and it took a little bit longer than usual because there's an enormous amount of packages that are being delivered now.
Jeez.
So yeah, it's kind of like Christmas for them again. So it took me a little while to do that. After that, it was pretty average day.
Okay.
Although, after I went to lunch and I was coming back, there was this customer. I don't know what his name is, but he was acting very, very odd. And he was sitting there in the front counter talking to Jeremy, and he had like a bandana around his face like he's trying to protect himself. And he had like the stick is, I'm going to protect myself from the virus. And he was kind of making all these weird sounds. And I was just sitting in the back of the store looking at him like, what the hell? But eventually he left. After, I thought, man, I sure hope we don't have to call the cops on him.
Yeah.
Jeremy says, my friend who works there said he came in yesterday and was pointing at statues with a stick and stuff, and he was like, ugh.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So I hope he doesn't come in tomorrow. Let's just hope.
So, are you a fan of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I have not seen it.
Oh my God! So,
is it sunny?
It can be sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So one of the characters' name is Charlie, Charlie Day, and on St. Patty's Day he drinks paint.
Oh yeah.
So that's why have you been drinking? Have you been day drinking paint?
Okay.
So it's one of the running gags.
Right.
Okay, so if you're just tuning in, welcome. As you can see, we kind of have a new format, almost new look. We're getting there. Russell's tuned in. Hey man, welcome. Right. It's kind of hard to see who's watching and who's not watching because I really don't have who's popping in and who's not now.
Okay.
On the new feed, as we now have a music intro, which is awesome. So thank you guys for tuning in. Also, we have a new logo too as well, if you haven't noticed. New logo means new studio is coming. We were about to start production on that and start renovating, but due to the coronavirus, we had to put that on hold for a minute. Yeah. And hopefully that picks back up soon. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, we had some pretty actually, I don't have any drinks. Do you want anything to drink?
I could use a water.
You want a water? I'll grab a water.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Dropkick Murray's. Yes, Dropkick Murray's. I'll be right back.
All right. So while we're waiting on him, I'm trying to find our feed here on YouTube. But right now, we're not sure. Oh, there we are. So now I'll be able to chat with y'all.
Oh, nice. All right, there you are, sir. Got you
a little bit behind. Thank you.
A little behind. Oh, everybody sees me running off. Also, too, come here. Come on up. You want to come up? Come on. I brought Mabby. So Mabby's here today. She's going to be part of the show, and she's going to watch. But yeah, this whole coronavirus thing is... It's getting crazy.
It's nuts. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about it. I don't want to...
Well, yeah.
I kind of want to do this show, kind of get away from all that stuff a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
we're gonna do some more fun stuff towards the end of the show after we get through with our news.
Yeah, absolutely. They live on YouTube right now. Okay, that's pretty cool. So one thing I wanted to talk about, because I really don't want to get into world events and stuff like that too much onto this show, because that's not what it is. It's more much better show. Wow. Okay, thank you. Because that's not who we are. That's not what we stand for. We talk about movies, you know?
Right.
And with what's going on, it's affecting the world we currently live in. Because now movies are being pushed back, and things are now being delayed, and production's being halted on certain projects, which kind of sucks. Yesterday, or during the week, there was a couple of announcements that only X amount of people can visit an AMC theater at a time and watch a movie. Come here, Matt. Which, that sucks. But now, AMC has closed their doors as of today.
AMC, among other theater chains.
Along with Regal.
Yeah, so those are only two chains here in Waco.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm probably betting the Hippodrome, which is another local establishment. I bet they're closed.
Yep,
too.
They closed today too as well. So let me go ahead and pull this up for you guys. And let me read it for you. And it's saying that... Regal announces closure of all theater locations starting Tuesday, March 17th, 2020. That's today. As a precaution amid the current circumstances, all theaters will remain closed until further notice. Please check back soon. We look forward to serving you again as soon as possible. Regal Cinemas. That's a lot to take in at one time.
Right.
How does that make you feel as a moviegoer? Especially...
It's sad. I mean, if I was going to the movies on a regular basis, then I would probably be a little more upset about this. But I haven't really been a consistent moviegoer lately because of family and work and all that kind of stuff. So
sure,
I've only been going to like the bigger movies that I want to see. Plus, James Bond's been pushed back to November, so that doesn't really affect me as much. I'm hoping all this kind of stuff will subside within the next couple months or so.
Do you think, boo, this sucks? I don't know what he's talking about. Do you think with everything being pushed back, say on next Monday, we're opening back up, we beat this virus, do you think they'll put No Time to Die back in its original?
No, I don't think they're going to go back on their change because that's a little wishy-washy. I think they'll stay with it, and I think other things are going to fill in the void if it does come back.
Really? Mm-hmm. What's going on? How's it look on your end? Does it look fine?
Yeah, it looks a little bit soft, but it's okay.
A little bit soft?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason that I keep jumping in and out. I don't know. That's it. There we go. Now we're good. Now we're back. Technical difficulties on my end. I'm trying to make sure everything.
As usual.
Yeah, as usual. So Regal is definitely going to take a hit financially, and of course, so is AMC.
Everything's going to take a hit.
It's going to affect the.
It's going to affect the whole economy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How do you?
In one way or another, I think the places that are allowed to stay open will lose some sales. Except I think, of course, the grocery stores are going to be fine because everybody still needs to go get their groceries and stuff. Yeah. And stock up on toilet paper. So.
Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. TP. I don't even want to think about toilet paper. The amount of people that come into my store looking for toilet paper it's crazy. Yeah. And kind of sucks. So let's go. Wow, that live chat just blew up.
All right.
Russell says, I feel sad and I wish we could all just get along like we did in elementary school. I I just want to wrap you all in sunshines and rainbows. What about the palettes? Are we not going to talk about palettes?
Palettes? What palettes?
I guess. So Andy's on this kick of doing finding palettes in TV shows and movies, and he always
finding them in the movies.
Yeah, in the background and stuff like that.
I thought he was wanting to put them on for the set or something.
I don't know.
I don't think we'd have room for it in this small.
Do I look like I'm cut off screen a little bit?
Yeah, you probably ought to scoot over just a tad.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now we'll get a little bit closer.
Not too close.
Not too close, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, if there's any time to find stock or to buy stock, I would do it now. I mean, with things going down, and then once the economy gets back up and jumps, then boom, I should use what?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what you. It's crazy today in the live chat.
Right.
Oh wow, where did I go? Sorry about that. But I do want to go into our next topic. Things are kind of. We don't have a big show today, obviously, because there's really not that much movie news out there. But we're going to, after this show, we're going to bring back Campfires on Dagobah.
Yeah. We're gonna do a little commentary.
Yeah, commentary on. What are they saying?
Never mind. We're just lagging a little bit behind here on this.
You're breaking social distancing protocols. Actually, we're not, because we're 2 people and not 15 people. Right. I don't know why I put 6, but let's go into this little doozy here, which is kind of the main topic for today. And we'll go over here. Oh, nope, there it is. See that right there? Apple and Disney Plus. What does that mean, Carter? What do you think that means?
Maybe Apple's going to acquire Disney.
Oh.
But do they have enough money to buy them out? That's the question.
You really?
Yeah.
All right. So let's take a look at this article real quick. Right here. So in the article, it states that with stock markets battered by the coronavirus and shares of entertainment giants hit hard, some on Wall Street have started wondering if cash-rich technology powerhouse could consider takeover offers for Hollywood companies. Rosenblatt security analyst Bernie McTernan, whoa, weird name, in a Friday research report, for example, suggested that Apple, led by CEO Tim Cook, could consider acquiring the Walt Disney Company, led by Executive Chairman Bob Iger, Uncle Bob there, and new CEO Bob Chapek, after its stocking dropped below $100 marked last week. That's insane. We believe those with long-time horizons, like mega cap companies with large cash balances and whose equity outperformed Disney over the last 3 weeks, like Apple, could take advantage of the I don't have
volatility.
Yeah, there you go. I should put my glasses on, shouldn't I? He wrote, noting that Disney's market capitalization was approximately $165 billion, while Apple was about $107 in cash and securities. The upside from acquiring Disney would be securing their content streaming strategies and potential synchronizing from adding the emerging Disney to iOS platforms.
We have Russell saying Apple and Disney are overlords. And then Andy said, Disney will never bow to anyone or anything.
That is true. But I don't know. I mean, look, it's never going to happen. Like it said in the article, the only reason why Apple would want Disney is so there's no competition with the Disney Plus and the Apple. They would find a way to probably merge the two.
Yeah.
So if there's any time to buy stock in Disney, it would be now. I mean, they're down $100 a share.
Yeah.
So that's pretty bad on Disney's part.
Yeah, I don't know what their high was, though.
I don't know. anytime a Star Wars movie comes out, I would go and check that out. So let's go over here. So, okay, let's pretend for a minute. Let's pretend that Apple did buy Disney or could buy Disney. How do you think that would affect the industry that we research?
It would narrow the output of what's putting out there. I mean,
Right.
Of course, some of the shows that are already on Apple Plus would probably go away. They'll probably keep the best performing ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not too crazy about merging big companies.
Sure.
Yeah, that's kind of one of my gripes about Disney because they've been buying up all these other companies and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm a little bit, I don't know.
Upset over it?
Yeah, I don't know if upset is the right word, but wary. Wary
Okay.
is the correct
Yeah,
word I'm thinking about.
that makes sense. So, excuse me. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, and then, of course, me and Andy have talked about this a little bit. But movie theaters or studios putting movies out onto TV or streaming service. I said it's financial suicide. And that's what I was saying for...
Well, that was before the theater started closing.
Right. Okay, so if I was Disney, right, and I wanted to take Frozen 2, say it's still in the theaters, and I wanted to put that on my streaming service, I couldn't do that because of contracts in place with the theaters.
Yeah.
And cutting the theaters out, they lose so much money. But there are loopholes in those contracts that state for any reason that a theater chain or several theaters should close, studios do have the right to release their properties on streaming services or home media.
Right.
And Universal puts out this fancy little statement over here. And let me go ahead. Would you like to read it or?
What? Let's see.
Oh no!
I don't know if I can see it on your screen.
All right, let's pull this back up over here. There you go. Would you like to read the statement?
Given the rapidly evolving and unprecedented changes to consumers' daily lives during this difficult time, the company felt that now was the right time to provide this option in the home as well as in the theaters. NBC Universal will continue to evaluate the environment as conditions evolve, and will determine the best distribution strategy in each market when the current unique situation changes. Universal Pictures has a broad and diverse range of movies, with 2020 being no exception. Rather than delaying these films or releasing them into a challenged distribution landscape, we wanted to provide an option for people to view these titles in the home that is both accessible and affordable. We hope and we believe that people will still go to the movies in theaters where available, but we understand that for people in difficult areas of the world, that is increasingly becoming less possible. Jeff Shell, CEO of NBC Universal.
All right. So after reading that, how does that make you feel?
I'm okay with it, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they got to make money somehow. They can't just sit on their hands the rest of this time period, you know.
So one of those movies that is coming straight to home media or digital is The Invisible Man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're selling some movies between $20 to $40 a pop.
Oh, yeah.
For a 2-day rental.
For just a rental, not just...
Right, just for a rental.
Okay.
Which, that's financial, like I was saying to Andy, that's financial suicide. Because think of it as a UFC fight. If you watch UFC or Russell, you watch you watch wrestling, right? So if there's a wrestling event on pay-per-view, I don't know if wrestling does pay-per-view still or not. Go ahead and let me know. You're gonna buy that event, say $40, right? And then you're gonna invite 10 of your friends over, and maybe charge them $5 each, cover charge. I don't know if you would do that or not, but you would make an event out of it. You would make a big night and invite all your friends. So in a way, the studio is losing money over that.
Well, they might be losing money, but they're at least making some money, as opposed to nothing.
But what's the reality of people actually buying or renting these movies while they're home on or?
Well, some people will do it. I mean, I just think it's going to be something new that's available to them, and I think it's an option for the studios.
Right.
So,
do you think this is going to, if this is successful, do you think this is going to change how the studios kind of play their game and how they run?
Maybe. I think a lot of people are not going to be willing to pay that much money, so they'll just wait, at a later date to see a movie at the movie theater.
Right. I do find it interesting that it said. Oh, let me pull it back up. So let me pull it back up. So it says, we hope and believe that people will still go to the movies in theaters where available, but we understand that for people in different areas of the world, that this is increasingly becoming less popular. So these movies are still going to be in theaters. They're just released on TV. Though it's much cheaper just to buy a sub to the WWE network. Are you that far behind, my friend? Wow.
Yes, we're lagging just a little bit.
Are we really?
I mean, not us, but I mean, we're getting out there, so yeah.
Yeah.
You see, it's already still on that, so.
Okay.
There we go.
Hey, for those of you who are tuning in and liking, go ahead and hit that like button. That definitely helps us out during this time. And it kind of keeps us. However, other companies still do pay pay-per-view through it's more frequently online. Okay, good to know. But like I was saying, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps us still stay relevant and up to date on everything that's going on. So, yeah, those were the major stories that I had for this show. Nothing too exciting. Just little topics to talk about. Now, I had some stuff pulled up over here, and let me check to see. Okay, so a couple stuff is Superman Red Son, the latest DC animated movie, is now available on 4K, HD, Blu-ray, and DVD.
Right.
And you just bought that movie, you were saying.
I just bought it. Yeah, I have a little inside source that I can buy a little bit cheaper than.
Really?
Yeah, than the Voodoo and.
Uh-oh.
So I got a decent price. I haven't watched it yet, so I just got this evening.
So, but the last pay-per-view was $50 on. Wow. So you're familiar with the Red Son storyline?
Yes, I read the comic this is based on.
Okay, and what is that story about?
It's if Kal-El Superman lands in the Soviet Union instead of Kansas.
Ooh.
And becomes a People's Republic or figure.
Right.
And it's been a while since I read the story. I've got the graphic novel. I'll probably have to revisit that. But
yeah,
it's like the 3-issue prestige format series.
Okay. So I've heard about the story. I've seen the pictures, but I haven't really read it. I think there's been some incarnations on it on cartoons, right? Or in cartoons?
They may have dropped him in every once in a while as like a cameo or something. But
oh no, what was it? Supergirl. They did the Red Son storyline, didn't they?
No, actually, she became a Red Lantern for a time period.
A Red Lantern?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know
That's
if you're
interesting.
I don't know if you're familiar with the Red Lanterns, but they were their powers built on rage instead of will, which is the Green Lanterns.
Right.
And they kind of spew out this red goo or something.
Interesting.
Instead of just like a regular, projection.
Yeah. Oh man, I gotta go back and check that out. Okay, so there's that little fancy news for you. Nothing too. This show isn't. There's not a lot of topics to talk about right now, so we got to find other ways to stick to our weekly schedule and bring you entertainment news and kind of just overall movie stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we do have 2 questions that was submitted to us.
Yeah, let's do those.
I unfortunately didn't have time to be able to throw them up on the screen, so hopefully the next show that we do. And Jason Jackson, cool name, he types in saying, let me quickly load this. He types in saying, hello, TDCS crew. My question for you is, DC versus Marvel, who wins in each category? Cartoons, movies, TV shows. I'm surprised he hasn't said comics.
Yeah,
but
we know DC rules, but sorry, I'm much more a DC person than Marvel. But I think the majority of people say, as far as cartoons, DC, their animated movies.
Yeah, they are pretty good.
The Batman animated series, the Justice League cartoon, and things like that. The Young Justice show has been really, really good. The movies, I think a lot of people are going to say Marvel. I mean, as of the past 12 years, I'd say, anyways.
Yeah.
Previously, it was owned by DC with the Batman movies.
Sure.
With Michael Keaton and Christopher Reeve.
The best Batman ever to be on screen.
So,
as you can see, we have where is he at? Right here.
Right there.
Michael Keaton Batman.
Yep.
Very special treat from Bankston's.
All right.
Real quick, before we get on to the second one, let's kind of break this down for a minute.
Okay.
Let's put this in a time period. Let's say the 90s,
okay.
Right, for cartoons. You had Marvel cartoons, you had the X-Men, you had Spider-Man. Was Fantastic Four, or was that early 2000s?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, well, all right. So you had X-Men, Spider-Man, and then Marvel had one more that was out during the 90s. I'm drawing a blank on what it was. But DC had the Batman animated series. Superman was early 2000s.
Yeah, it was late 90s, early 2000s.
Late 90s, early 2000s.
Plus the Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond.
Which is really good.
So, who do you think really handled that market better? Or
it really depends on who you ask, but I'm always DC guy, so I'd have to go with Batman.
Batman?
I think a lot more people. I think probably at least two-thirds people are going to say Batman, third maybe say X-Men.
Okay.
But a lot of people say that Batman animated series is their Batman. In fact, I kind of want to give a shout out to one of my friends who does a podcast.
Absolutely.
His name is Daniel. He's with the Reasons I'm Broke podcast, and he's always been a good friend. He's a huge Batman the animated series fan.
Really?
Yeah, he's always talking about them. So, yeah.
Okay. You forgot Static Shock.
Have not watched that.
You've never seen Static Shock?
No.
Okay, so fun story. In school, I was in elementary school around this time.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, at recess we were playing superheroes, and I wanted to be Static Shock, but I was told no because I'm not black.
Okay, that's a fair statement.
Why can't Static Shock be white? Well, I mean,
I don't know. A lot of people don't want Batman to be black or Superman to be black.
I was going to get into something really bad, but if Johnny Storm can be black, why can't Static Shock be white? I mean, it's two separate.
I guess.
But I don't know. Yes, but Static Shock was WB Kids on WB. For me, it was WB 17.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it was here, but
I remember the channel.
Russell called me racist.
Of course.
All right, so Michael Marlino types in saying, "Hey Carter, with everything that's happening in the world currently, how has this affected the comic store or business overall?"
I guess he's referring to the comic business. We haven't really seen the full effects of it yet. The store I work at, we're preparing for lack of customers coming into our store, so we're starting to implement a delivery service possibly, or curbside service, so people can come in. If they don't want to come in, they can just park the car. We'll bring their items out to them. They have to pay. Of course, they have to pay first, with credit card or PayPal or something like that.
Do you guys have to put on face masks and gloves when you run out to the car and hand them their
we haven't really thought about doing that. We'll wash our hands at least.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Wash your hands, people. You're dirty. So that was all the questions we had today. It's a very short show on this movie talk episode. What you have down in front over here, do you want to kind of talk about that, or do you want to save that for Campfires on Dagobah?
Are we going to switch to a new?
I mean, we can if you want.
Or are we just going to continue? Or we're just going to continue on this feed?
It's whatever you want to do.
I don't care.
Yeah. Because I was going to pull up my Star Wars music.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right.
I love the idea of delivery. I'm incredibly lazy. Of course you are. Of course you are.
All right.
So, guys, that concludes the show for today on Movie Talk. Oh no, come back. No. As you see, we're still trying to figure everything out, or at least I'm still trying to figure everything out. We're going to switch on over to Campfires on Dagobah, and we're going to talk a little bit of Star Wars because, we got Star Wars coming out on home media, which is already released digitally.
Right.
It wasn't supposed to be released on digital until today, but
they did a few days earlier.
Now they did a few days earlier. And I think we're gonna pull up Clone Wars 2 and kind of watch and.
Yeah, we're gonna do like a little commentary.
Yeah.
We're gonna do like at least the first 2 episodes, maybe, hopefully.
Oh yeah.
So
we can do that for you guys. With that being said, hey, thank you for tuning in. Those who tuned in, go ahead and like this video if you haven't already. Yes, we have a new logo, and pretty soon we're gonna add a new background and studio, and everything's gonna be great.
Right.
So, who cares? Russell says, "Who cares?"
We care.
That is right. We do care. So. All right, guys, with that being said, I will see you soon. Let's get that music kind of kicking in a little bit. Let's bring that back up.